Welcome back to the channel. Something a little bit different today. It's actually my first cod session in the summer. New mark today. We are up in Northumberland and I haven't tried this one, but I have tried the one right next to us. We're up at Beadnell area. Not massive tide today. It's we're fishing an Ebbing tide. It was high water at about 20 to 8 this morning. So I've come out with just the Limitless rod. And we've come out with just some pennel pulleys and some ragworm. Nothing fancy, but I basically took some ragworm, bundled it up, tied it up, put it on a Limitless XT Ultra, 150 pound rigs, 80 pound on the snood, and yeah, rotten bottoms, 7-ounce sinkers. So we're going to get one casted out. I can just see the waves crashing over the very edge of the skeer. I'm hoping that once it drops a little bit, I might be able to weigh it out a little bit further, but we've got a nice platform anyway with a westerly wind. So we're just going to give it a shot and see what happens. If we're blank, we're blank. If we don't, then happy days. So I'm going to get this on the rod and get it sent out. Let's go. Right, let's see what we can do today. It's a nice day, we're not at work, so we'll pull that out. We'll see what happens. Get that slack wound in. We'll just see if we can't find the fish. Get on. The Limitless prosport, that's paired with my BG8000 Diawa as usual, loaded with 60 pound braid straight through. Like I said, yeah, I've got some heavy ground pulleys on, so this seems to be what we're fishing over, which is some lovely mixed reefy area. You can see the waves just breaking here. That's the edge of it. We are way past that, so I'm feeling hopeful. Hopefully we can get our first little kelpy from the shore. But we can only try. There's a cormorant been here having a fish feed, so he's clearly had something. There's fish all over, to be fair, what he's been eating. So it's a good sign. There's a few diving around, and it's a pretty nice day. So we'll see if the old ragworm can do the trick. Right, we've had one bite, which I didn't manage to get on camera, but it's been out there about 20 minutes. So it's time to try our best to get this in and get another one sent back out. Oh, it's snaggy. It's snaggy. Kelpy. Hopefully that's the rotten bottom gone. Might have been the hook. Sinker. Got to get it over that ledge this time. Now that that's shown out the water, I'm going to cast further to the left in the channel. Yeah, something's had to go on the baits. It's took half of it anyway. We've got another one already ready to go. So we'll get this unclipped. Fresh sinker on. Get it prepped and baited, and then we're ready to go again on the next cast. And if you're wondering why I've got a hoodie on in such lovely weather, that's because I'm being treated with antibiotics for Lyme's disease. Don't do that. Don't do that, Harry. That's not a good start. Yeah, I'm being treated for Lyme's disease, and the main thing I've got to do is try and stay out of direct sunlight. Quite hard to do, believe it or not, when it's summer. But they've been making us feel like absolute garbage. So the last couple of weeks, I've been doing a bit of bass fishing. And I've done no videoing, it's just been pleasure fishing. And we've had some absolutely beautiful fish. I'll stick them up for you now so you can see them, if I remembered. If you didn't see them, I didn't remember. But yeah, we've had some lovely fish. Just in the middle of that channel there, that's perfect. Dunk on the floor. It's quite deep there actually, surprisingly. Surprisingly. Get that in the stand. Let that find its own little way. I have noticed as well the tide's pulling from right to left. And it is forecast to go from a westerly to a southwesterly, I do believe it is. So we'll see what happens when that changes. It's not due until this afternoon, but it feels like it's already started to change, I'm not going to lie. And if you hadn't already heard the good news, the Limitless team have kindly invited us to join the team. So we are now officially part of a team. So thank you to everybody who's been watching, because it does massively help us, and you know, people are obviously saying that. So big shout out to you for that, and a shout out to Chris and the Limitless team for the support. Brilliant stuff. And hopefully the next session we will be fishing with the ProSport and the brand new Limitless ES4500 XT, which is currently being built now, and I should have that by next week. And we've got a little surprise coming from Norway. Unfortunately, the weather's not looking too good for his trip over, so we're looking for backup plans. And yeah, we'll be getting a video done together, so stay tuned for that and hit the subscribe button. Well, we've shifted down out of the wind off that a little bit there, dropped down a little bit lower, a bit more easy access to get the gear in. Got a nice little ledge there to get the fish over. It means we can keep them in the water ideally. But I'm definitely in the kelp because it's pulling down and coming back up, pulling down and coming back up. The tide's not running that fast, so it can only mean I am in the right area. It's just a case of whether or not I can catch any fish. I wasn't expecting much, if I'm honest, but you can only try. I'm not going to catch them sitting in the house. Predominantly I'd be doing more lure fishing. I kind of wish I had a boat. I mean, it's in the van, but I just can't be bothered to go walk back to the van with vast waders on in this heat. You lot who wear these waders will know that they're not very comfortable in any sort of heat. I thought I had a bite before, and it wasn't. It was a bird flying into me line. Got all this space to fly about, and I still managed to fly into me line. And I jumped up off the rock thinking, oh, get him, we've got a fish. Nope. But it's only our second cast. I need to try and make some of this rag last a little while, so might end up putting singles on, I don't know. We shall see what happens. Right, let's get another one in. Should be able to get across here now, I think. Whether 60 foot makes a bit of difference, I don't know. But we shall find out. It's all one can do. I might be out just deeper than I'm thinking. Go straight for the middle. Somewhere around about there. Don't want to go too far out, but because I don't know what it's like to get the gear back over. These have brought me waders now. Wow. Pleased I brought me waders. So I've been pretty screwed without them. Right, let's see if that produces anything. Fuck, we'll go on this side. Let's wait and see. Right, just moved the gear. I think by the looks of it we are about as far out as we can get. We're not going to be able to get any further than this. The skeer to me right is about another, I don't know, 100 feet longer, maybe 120 foot longer. But I've fished that one before onto that side, but I've never tried this side, so I really want to just stick it out here today. I know there's kelp because I've just reeled in with a load of kelp on, so you know the ground's good enough. The ground is good enough. Give that a good old welly. Yeah, it's more than far enough out. More than far enough. I am absolutely sweating in these waders, like you wouldn't believe. I am absolutely cooking alive. But I did need it to get across here, and I will need them to get back across when the tide starts flooding. We've got about two and a half hours left of the ebb, and then the tide will start flooding. Like I say, they're not massive tides, there's not a lot of movement in the water. There's a little bit of swell, but not much, half a metre or so. Not ideal conditions, but I just wanted to bring you something a little bit different to what we've been doing, so we can only try, can't we? That last bait came in absolutely stripped. Completely stripped, so sent a fresh bait out. We'll just have to wait and see what happens, but it is very deep. That's a good 10-15 foot deep there, easy. And all as I'm seeing is rock and lots of kelp. So the water's more than deep enough. It's just a shame it's not a bit overcast, but hey ho, can't have everything your way, I suppose. So we're just gonna wing it out. I expected to see a couple of coalies or something, or maybe a pollock, or looks like a good place for wrasse, to be fair. Looks like a very good little spot for wrasse. I really wouldn't have minded having the spinning gear now that we're out in quite deep water. I think we would have pulled out a couple of pollock, I think, on the metals or the soft plastics, but there's always another time we'll come back and venture it again, but maybe bring the lure rods with us. Maybe even just do a lure fishing session, I don't know. We'll see. Right, anyway, I'll fetch you back if anything starts occurring. Just had a good couple of bites there. I've got my fingers crossed because, well, it's the first sight of life, shall we say, that I've seen, which is always good. I wouldn't say it looked like a codling bite by any means, but it was certainly a fish. I have seen the seal dotting around as well, very close by, so I need to throw a little bit of caution to the wind if we do get a fish on, because he will come after it, or she. I haven't seen it come back up for the last 5-10 minutes, so I don't know where it is. Yeah, there you go. I'm just going to pick the rod up. I want to pick the rod up and get ready, because I don't know what it is, but it's not very big. Is it on? Don't know if it's on, but it certainly had a pull there. I don't think it is on, or is it? I don't know. Is that the fish swimming, or is that just it hitting a bit of ground? Let's see. I don't think it's on, and if it is, it's tiny. Might have missed it. No, we did, we missed it. Damn! Damn, damn, damn. Right, well, like I say, it's the first sign of life we've seen, so get a fresh bait sent out. Yeah, it's hammered that rag. It's got a fresh bait on. Get another one sent back out there. It looked very weird. It looked very wrassy. That bite, it was very, very wrassy. So I get baited up. Get this back on in a couple of minutes. Yeah, it's been savaged. Done something a little bit different. I've always wondered and I've always wanted to try, so we're going to give it a try. What I've done is I've just kicked off 3 fresh limpets off the rocks and added them on with me RAGWORM, and we're just going to see if how it happens. That's about where it was. Not too far out. Let's just see, out of curiosity, because you just never know. I know you're wrassing that eat them, so why not give it a pop? Stomach's having a sniff round me bait, but again, it's not what I'm after. Very rapid, finicky bites. I'm a little bit disappointed. Thought we might have been able to pull a couple out here today. I mean, there's still time, but yeah, it's not as active as I would have thought. I mean, I fish around here quite often on the boat and stuff, on the same close into shore, and we've had some absolutely brilliant fish from the edges of here. Probably realistically where I'm casting. And that wind's shifted direction now, so it is like a south-southwesterly. Picked up a little bit more than forecast. There you go. Oh, that was a better bite, but still not what I would say was a codling bite. A bit of a hard to tell with that. Very hard to tell. Could it be lobster? It's me fishing, so it's got every chance to be. It's out at quite a distance, so I would like to think not. Very, very finicky. Let it develop. Hopefully it turn into something, just to get off the blank. If it's a small wrasse, the hooks are probably too big for it, and the bait's probably too big for it. Might be a case of I'll downsize the baits, downsize the hooks, and have a scratch about if that's what it comes to. I'll bring you back if this bite turns into anything. Right, another 15 minutes has been passed. Nothing come of that bite. So we're going to get another one baited up. Oh, that's definitely in the kelp. Come on, work your way out. That is possibly a lost rig. Maybe even it was a lobster. What we lost? Have we lost the sinker or the hook or the whole lot? Definitely still got something on there. Lost the sinker by the looks of it. Possibly the hooks. Let's have a look. I still see a bit of bait. But very, very little. Lost the sinker. Hooks bent out. Yeah. Right, that's that rig done for. Get the hooks not changed on that. Get this fresh bait on. Is that one done with? Get this one on. That's a good thing with the Aberdeens, like from Limitless. If they do need to bend out, they will bend out, but strong enough that you can give it a bit of force, and they'll not just snap, which is exactly what you're after when you're fishing this sort of ground. Right, where do I go this time? Do I go straight out or do I go slightly left? What do we do? I think I'm going to go straight in between that boat and that buoy. Somewhere about there. See if it happens there. We can only try. It's looking awfully cloudy. I hope it's not going to rain. My jacket's in the van. Well, there's not much to report. It's very quiet. I expected it to be quiet, but not this quiet. However, with that wind change, it has started to lift it up a little bit. It's a bit more of a bigger swelly wave coming in, shall we say. Not mass amounts, but we're nearly at low water now. I think we're about an hour away or so. So with a bit of luck, when that tide starts pushing in, we'll not get long on the alley because you do get cut off. So I have to be very, very cautious. But yeah, we'll wait and see. Something might happen. Then again, it might not. I don't know. That's fishing, isn't it? That's fishing. Right, we're pretty much at low water now. The wind's drastically picked up. Yeah, we're at low water now. So probably 15-20 minutes of the water standing still, then it'll be on the push. So like I say, I don't know how much longer we'll get on here. Probably another couple hours at best if we've got enough bait to see we're through. Once we run out of bait, that'll be it, I think. I've had a couple of little bites, but it hasn't produced absolutely anything. Quite surprised, because if you look at the ground, around, it's pretty decent. Plenty of holes, plenty of gullies, plenty of kelp, plenty of sand. So it's a little bit bizarre that we haven't even seen the likes of a coley or a pollock or anything really, but now that wind is coming, I would say that's more just a straight southerly, not southwesterly. So it's making casting out that direction a little bit hard, because it's instantly just wanting to take your gear to the left with the wind. It's a bit of a nightmare, but at the minute we're still getting a fair distance out, so we're just gonna have to wing it, aren't we, and see what happens. Let us know how your fishing on the east coast has been, because recently for me it's been pretty dreadful. Like, even on the west, to be fair, with the baits, it hasn't been good. We've had some good lure fishing sessions, but not so much on the bait side. That wasn't a bite either. That was one of them little turns hitting me line again. But yeah, stunning day. It's just a shame about that wind. Making it ever more difficult, that wind. You might not be able to tell by the microphones, but I would say we're up to at least 15 mile/hour, possibly with the odd 22 mile/hour gust by the fields of it, and I don't think it was forecast to be all that hard, to be fair. And I wanted a little bit more with the westerly on it, just to why I chose this mark in particular, because I knew there was boulders and stuff around, and I didn't want it to plague us. But it is, we're sticking it out. How much bait we got left? Probably got enough for another 2 baits. That's a new one sent out. Tide's on the flood now, so I'll be able to get at least 30 minutes in the water. See if how it happens. My last bait was absolutely plucked to death. I got a big pull down, which shifted my tripod, but I suspect, because it was in a snag, that it was probably lobster or crab. I'd probably be more pushed to the lobster, if anything, but tried a slight different location for the cast this time round. So we'll see if it's any better. We can only find out. Another donkey choker of a bait. That wind is starting to well howl, and it's got very, very, well, not very nice looking, shall we say. Right, this is the last bait going out, so it's our last chance to try and make it a good one. Really just want to get one fish and I'll be super happy, but we'll try. It's all we can do. Bosh. Last cast. Can we make it a last cast fish? Last cast first fish? Hopefully. Last bit of bait. I've just had 3 knocks in a row. All very fast bites. Not really aggressive. Probably more coaly. There it goes again. Come on. Stop messing with it. It's a lovely juicy bait. Lovely juicy bait. I hope it's not a pesky lobster again. Definitely a lot more movement on the water now, like lots more. I'll show you over to the right. There's a lot more white caps. As the wind's pushing in from that direction. See them all on the, not sure if you'll pick them up on the camera, but certainly not a lot rougher than what it was earlier. Maybe I shouldn't have came out for low water, and I maybe should have come out this afternoon and fished somewhere for high water. So I think that sea's going to lift a bit. Just got a sneaky suspicion. Ooh. And I'm quite edgy because I know I get cut off behind there. So I'm not willing to give this too much longer. I need something to happen, and I need it to happen, well, very quickly. Could just be lobster, who knows? Could be a big crab. Certainly not what I would say was a cod bite or a codling bite, or a pollock bite, to be quite frank. Right, I think it's time to call it. It's had another 20 minutes. Nothing's came of it again. So presumably lobsters and not fish. Just wasn't meant to be on the day, unfortunately. That's sometimes how it goes. Hopefully next week I can get you some fish. Yeah, absolutely stripped. So crabs or lobsters more than likely are very small fish. But that's took an absolutely sack of worm off. So as always, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you all on the next one. As always, where will it be? I don't know.